You're listening to the His
and Her Show,
where we talk about living the dream
and everything in between.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Pastor Tim.
And Nicole.
And you listen to the His and Her Show, where we talk about living the dream
And everything in between.
Man, it's so glad to be back. It's such a beautiful day today.
It is. It was not excruciatingly hot, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I got a little napping and got a little bit of some cleaning done. It was good.
I was really appreciative of that.
Yeah, because Nicole was not going to clean nothing today.
Nope. I took advantage of the Sunday nap day. I'm going to change fun day to nap day today.
Oh, I got you. But it's a beautiful day, and we're so glad you guys are joining us today. We have an interesting variety show for you guys, and we're just gonna see what happens today.
Yeah. We have a lot of interesting topics that we want to discuss and share with you guys. Let's get into it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. There is so many, stuff that we always have going on, but we have to just roll right into the quick tip for today. And our quick tip for today, because Nicole, she said she's not going to do the quick tip. I'm going to do the quick tip. And my quick tip was going to go right in line with one of our segments. It is, do not sell your home to these people with these signs on the corner of our streets out here in North Tulsa. Keep your home. Especially, don't be selling your mama's home. Selling your grandmama's home and your mama's home is hustling backwards. So if you call yourself a hustler, don't be selling your mama's home. Keep that thing. There's this thing called equity, and we're going to teach you guys, and you can learn how to capitalize on the equity that those homes have. It's the gold mine that you're literally sitting on that you have no idea. So quick tip for today, do not sell your home that has been in your family for years and years and years. Keep it. Figure out how can you monetize that to make money for generational wealth. Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Good. Quick tip / soapbox.
We're
glad you care. We're glad you care.
Yeah. Hey, and I would say this. And if you are going to sell it to somebody that care about the community. Don't be selling to no outside person and stuff like that.
In China or LA.
Yeah, like literally China or LA. Do not do that.
Yeah. And so, we're going to cover more about that. There's some interesting news coming up about, some of the climate shifting, those for sale, we buy your house in cash. There's going to be some new rules coming out that we're going to cover here soon. But first, there's a few things in the news. We know this weekend we commemorated 9/11, which was 20 years ago. Can you believe it?
It's crazy. It has been 20 years.
It has been 20 years.
It honestly makes me feel old. But where was I?
Yeah, where were you? I
remember I was at Georgia Tech. I was in college at the time, and I was in Atlanta Student Union Center, where there's like it's like a shopping food court area, and they have TV monitors all over the place. And I wasn't necessarily running late for a class, but I was getting ready to head to a class, and I was drinking I went to go get myself a smoothie because I worked at this sandwich place over there called Blimpie Tropical Smoothie. And so I ran in there, grabbed me a smoothie real quick. And I remember like CNN is in Atlanta, and it was like breaking news, and all the TVs was always on CNN and a couple other news networks. And plane crashes into, and I'm like, that is crazy. And so I'm sitting there watching it as it played out. And it was crazy. What were you?
It was my last year of high school, and I actually got to school early. If you know me, that's a miracle. And so, I walked in the classroom and, biology class, and it was on the screen. I remember the images of the towers and the smoke and it falling, and, just being, just glued to the television. And that's literally where I was. I walked in 7 something into class, and I can't even remember the rest of the day. I think all eyes were on New York at the time. So yeah, it's those moments that you remember. It really is. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy that, I think about like the war that started, right? And there were young people that has been fighting the war that wasn't even born when it happened.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy. Or they're like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and literally have no. Because I remember when it happened, like the anger that I felt, and if I wasn't, I just tore my ACL, and I wanted to go to the military and go fight. Like, we was like, yes, let's go overseas, let's go kick some. You know what? It's a family show, so I can't say what I want.
Okay. Yeah. I think too, the camaraderie of the nation coming together, and just saying we're in this together. And it's funny how 20 years ago we were fighting a different battle, and that camaraderie is something that, have we lost it? How do we get it back?
Ooh, that's good.
It's just it's really that 20-year span that a lot has happened.
Yeah, like, man, that is good. Like, I mean, that's so true, because that brought our country together in a way that, honestly, I've never seen before. And right now, we are more divided now than we were ever before that took place.
Right.
And yeah, that it's interesting. I have a few conspiracy theories about the whole 9/11 thing, and from sports all the way to just like normal life. But like, Patriots was horrible previous year, and then they won a championship after that, and that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, people want to be patriotic. Now Patriots win the Super Bowl. They had a losing season the year before. How did that happen? But okay.
Okay, off this rabbit trail. I'm glad you guys didn't see my face. Anyway. In the news.
Shout out to all the Patriot fans out there. You guys can comment below. Let me know how you feel about the comment.
Okay, we're going to get back on track here. Okay. Well, you know what? It was a great weekend here in North Tulsa.
Yes.
36 degrees north. They Eat at 36 degrees north had their soft launch this past weekend. It's at the corner of MLK and 36th Street North. Mm-hmm. And so they'll be back this coming Saturday from 11 to 2 as well. And make sure you hit it up. You don't have to go to another part of town to have the experience of food trucks. And I mean, I love a good food truck and hitting it up, and just, I like food, so I'll hit up 2 or 3, especially if they're one spot. So my husband knows. So yeah, hit it up. I'm super excited. It's going to be great. A lot of great things and new things coming, as well as if you are a woman, Score Tulsa, their Women's Leadership Conference is this Thursday, September 16th. And this year is at the Glenpool Convention Center. I've been to it before. It's a great, great time. So if you want to sign up, it's not too late. Go to tulsa.score.org and sign up for the conference. It's just like a one-day thing. And I mean, just the camaraderie and just women coming together in the region. Yeah, it's a great, great time. So you don't want to miss out on that. Anything else? I mean, that's what I have. I mean, I had to hit up, the women event. So.
Of course. Nothing wrong with that. And, news, like I always love to give news about what's going on at the Tulsa Dream Center, because, most people know and have come to know and love, what we do at the Tulsa Dream Center. And some people, they just may not know what the Tulsa Dream Center does. For those who don't know, Tulsa Dream Center, it is a outreach. It is a community center located off of 46 and Martin Luther King Boulevard that yours truly is director of. And we're about giving hope and changing lives. That's kind of our tagline. And we just want to just help serve people. We do multiple different things. We're kind of like a boys and girls club with social services wrapped around it. And so we have after school programs, sports programs. We have a free medical clinic. We do groceries. We give out groceries on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 o'clock on each one of those days. Our medical clinic is open Monday through Wednesday, and it's free for those who have no insurance. So if you do not have insurance and you need to go to the doctor, come to the Dream Center. If you are under the sound of my voice, so you can hear my voice, out here on 89.9 FM in North Tulsa, there is a free medical clinic. We even take care of your pharmaceuticals. So like most people don't realize that, but that's happening Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we're looking to expand on Thursday, but there's no need to expand on Thursday if we're not over capacity on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. And so, let's give us the reason to expand. We want to be able to expand. So that's what's happening at the Tulsa Dream Center. But then also we have a program called Adopt a Block. I want to invite everyone out to Adopt a Block and to Super Serve Saturday on September 25th. We're doing a special project. We're partnering with Teddy. Shout out to Dr. Lana Turner Addison. And we're going to be partnering with them, and we're going to be cleaning up the corridor between 46th Street and Peoria and 56th Street. We're going to be painting. We're going to be doing a lot of cleanup down there. So come out, be a part. We're going to meet at the Dream Center at 9 a.m. And then we're heading over there by McLean, and we're going to clean up that whole entire block. So we're going to be adopting that block on that day. And so yeah, come out, be a part of that. But that's something that we do every second and fourth Saturday of the month. We go out to our community, we clean up. And if you don't want to get outside and it's raining or you just may not want to be out and about in the neighborhood, you can come and be a part of Super Serve Saturday and help in our warehouse making food boxes. Last month, we gave out over 30,000 meals to families. And we just continue to keep striving forward, serving people. That's what we do.
I love it. Awesome.
And then tomorrow, I won't say tomorrow.
Tomorrow
we have our kickoff to our after school program at the Tulsa Dream Center. It is longly awaited. We have been off for a year since COVID, and so we are back. And I'm really, really excited, serving all the schools in North Tulsa: Hawthorne, Walt Whitman, Emerson, GLA, Drexel, Deborah Brown, Legacy, Anderson, you name it, Springdale, you name it, we are serving you guys. And so come out. If you haven't signed your child up to be a part of the after school program, there are still a few more spots open. Not many, but there are a few. So you can call and find out. Ask for Miss Cynthia. And we get you plugged in.
Awesome. I must say the classrooms look amazing. You guys, so don't miss out.
And it's not done.
Sign your kids up. If or be proactive, at least, put it on the calendar for summer. If you
can't get in the summer. If you're not, after school.
If you're not able to get in, there's orientation. And so, yes, because usually everyone starts calling after it's going on and it's too late and everything's filled. So that's my nugget for the day. So anyway,
that's a good quick tip right there.
That's a good quick tip. Put it on your calendar. I do that. Make sure you sign your kid up for this months early. So, but let's get into it. Segment one. Okay. There's a lot of interesting news going on. So, you know what? A lot of, we said at the top of the show that, you may be driving down the street, and this is not in Tulsa, this is just everywhere, but you say, for sale, we'll buy your house in cash. We buy ugly houses. What other things that are said? All the kinds of things. But
we pay cash for houses.
Right.
Close in 7 days. Sell your house in 7 days. Sell your house quick cash.
Quick cash. That's a good one. Yeah. So you see those signs, you're like, what is that about? Lots of times there's a wholesaler. They call it wholesaling. It's behind, they're behind that. And so right now the state of Oklahoma is putting an end to that. And they're one of the first states to say, hey, we're going to get a hold on this. So they call it Predatory Real Estate Wholesale Prohibition Act. Is going to affect November 1st of this year. November 1st. And so what that means is that they're going to require those people with those signs to have a real estate license. And so as the seller exactly what you're getting into when you get your house under contract with one of those people.
Because and I'll break down, just the process. So what a wholesaler is, it is someone that they may contact you. A lot of times they contact you saying, hey, are you interested in selling your home? That's a very common thing. They'll call you. You see those signs on the side of the streets. I want to buy your home.
Get a letter in the mail.
Yeah, you get a letter in the mail. You have these different things that there's multiple ways that people reach out to you.
Postcards.
Postcards in the mail, and they call you, like they send text messages.
Right.
They do multiple things. Say, hey, like, will you sell your home to me? Did you know your home is worth this much? Why don't you sell your home to me? And so they'll do that type of thing to you. And so, but in the process, a lot of times they lead you to believe that they're buying a home for themselves. And this is where the issue comes in at. They lead you to believe that they're buying a home for themselves, but what they're actually doing, they're putting your house on a contract, so they're buying the home from you on paper. And then they're going out and they're finding another buyer, and they're marking it up and then selling it to them for a profit. So let's put real numbers around it. Let's say you have this house on 4849 North Garrison, and you like to sell it. And you live in this house. This is your house, and you're like, you know what? Big Mama, she just passed away. We need to pay some. We need to bury her. We need $8,000 to bury her. And I'm gonna sell the house for $10,000. I'm gonna sell it for $8,000.
They catch you at the right time with that letter.
They catch you at the right time. Message. Because this thing, like they're what you guys don't realize, that like when someone passed away, that is public information. We see that. You can go online and you can pull all that information up. You're going through a divorce. You're going through bankruptcy. You're having these different struggles that's going on. You have stuff in collections. Like that's all that stuff is searchable. And so they come after you and say, hey, we know they know that you're in a financial strain. They know that that you're in a need of money. And it's like, hey, sell me your house. And so they're offering you a really, really low amount. So they're offering you, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for your home. And you're like, okay, man, like I need this. Like I need to pay this bill. I need to bury Big Mama. I need to do this. I can sell this house and make a little money. So then what they're gonna do, they're gonna buy from you, but then they're gonna go out and they're gonna take pictures of the house. They're gonna put the house on contract with you. So they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna buy this house for you for $10,000, and then they're gonna go online to their network of people that they have and say, hey, I have this house for sale. And they're going to turn around, they're going to sell it for $15,000, $20,000. That's what they're going to do. And so then they're going to make $5,000, and you get they're going to sell it for $20,000 to someone else. And then they're going to come to you, and then they're going to come to you, pay you off, and then they keep the rest. And that's what happens. But you're thinking, through the conversation, you're thinking, oh, this person, they're going to fix it up and they're going to move into it, and this is going to be their house. No, they have zero intentions on keeping your house. They have zero intention on doing anything with it. They're going to sell it to somebody else as fast as they can.
Right. And so when they say, oh, our contractors are going to walk through the house, really that's language for AKA our potential buyers.
Exactly.
They may say contractors or whatever language. So it's a little bit confusing if you don't know the game.
Mm-hmm.
And until you go to the closing table and you're like, wait a minute, this is not the person, when you read the contract, that you signed the contract with.
Yeah.
And so the state of Oklahoma is like, hey, we want to come up a level and make sure buyers and sellers and everyone cut out some of that confusion, cut out some of that. And so, maybe some people are doing it one way and some people are doing it others, but anything that could be preparatory, they're just cutting it out. And so they're going to hold wholesalers to get a real estate license and abide by certain laws and mandates and procedures in order to cut out the confusion and cut out any predatory action or confusion. So I don't know. We'll see how that affects things. I think it can be a really good thing, especially for the community.
Yeah.
I
personally think it's a good thing. Like it's going to help cut down on people like going after. Like I said, it's the predatory aspect of it, right?
Right.
I know that they're in a place where they're struggling, so let me take advantage of that.
Exactly.
I have major issues with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's one thing for someone to approach you and say, hey, like I have a home, can that we want to sell. And then, like, yeah, we could buy that house for you. Like, that's one thing. But for people to be sending you postcards in the mail, calling you, and they're calling you based on they know you're in a negative situation.
Yeah, the deception aspect
yes,
of it.
They know you're in a place of stress. I got issues there. It's like let me take advantage of your of like of your discomfort.
Right,
Like I'm not trying to capitalize on nobody's
instead of coming from a place of, I think it's a good thing, like, hey, let me help you before you go in. We don't want you to go into debt collections or bankruptcy. Let me help rescue. That's the difference between of,
yeah. But a lot of times, a lot of
preparatory.
A lot of wholesalers, like, they use it as an excuse,
right,
to say, oh well, like, I'm actually just helping people. The house is about to go into foreclosure, and so I'm able to help them get out of that, and they make money, and it saves their credit, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but like, if you're forthright in all of your information,
right,
and that's my thing, is like, if that person's approaching you and saying, hey, I'm going to assign this I'm going to assign this contract to someone else, and I'm going to sell your house to someone else. Now that's something totally different. But the truth of the matter is, 90% of wholesalers are not going to tell you that. They're not going to explain to you what the process is going to be in them purchasing your home and them selling your home. They're not going to say, they're not going to talk about that.
Right. No, that's good. And on the flip side, if you are, a lot of people are trying to get in the real estate game, they're trying to, learn more about it. And one of the easiest ways to enter the real estate, or, becoming an investor, was wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
So just be aware, if you're learning from an out-of-state program or whatever, that now in the state of Oklahoma, you will be required to have a real estate license to wholesale.
Exactly. It's going to change the game on people that are coming into town saying, hey, come to this seminar.
Right.
Come to this seminar. I'm going to teach you how to buy homes fast with no money.
And make easy cash.
And I'm going to teach you how to do this. Like, that right there,
it's changing the game.
It would change the game. Like, this new thing that's happening November 1st, it's going to sweep that whole process from under your rug, if you plan on doing real estate investing here in Tulsa and you do not have a real estate license. Oh yeah, in Oklahoma. So I don't know if they may cut down on some of these people coming into these hotels and doing conferences and whatnot.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But be aware, if you are one of those people that say, hey, I want to get into real estate, and I'm going to go sign up for this class because I want to learn about how I can buy homes with no money down. Be aware, if they're going to be talking about wholesaling, the process for wholesaling is going to be much different here in Tulsa, here in the state of Oklahoma. And so it, not saying that you can't do it, not saying that you can't get into real estate or property investing without having a real estate license. Yes, you can still do that. But if you want to use the method of wholesaling, it's going to become a little more difficult, or you're going to have to do things a little differently. And so, yeah.
So, yeah, that's great. Great news, information, share. We want to know your thoughts.
Yeah. I definitely want to know people's thoughts on that. That is something that I think is really going to shake up the investor market. But I'm also looking forward to seeing a lot of those signs go down off of the corners.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more creativity, I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, a lot more creativity.
So if you're tuning in, you're listening to the His and Her show on KBOB 89.9 FM. We're super excited for you to join us today.
Yeah, you can watch us on YouTube.
Yeah,
we're streaming live on YouTube right now. Check out the KBOB Facebook page and YouTube page, KBOB 89.9 radio.
Yeah, and you can follow us at His and Her Show on Instagram and Facebook, and we want to hear your thoughts on what we're talking about. Okay, our next segment, we talk about this a lot, about what's the future in jobs, because we work with young people, in the school system. And now the reoccurring question a lot is, do you need a college degree? And, we're looking at technical job, those jobs that you work with your hands are going down. People are, all these years I've been inspiring for, you get the degree and then you sit at a desk for however many years.
Yeah, you sit at a cubicle.
But I think the game is changing a little bit.
For 25 years, you get yourself a white picket fence and a house, 2 kids and a dog. So you got 2.5 kids, and I'm good.
Right. So they're projecting what will be the top 10 careers in the next 10 years.
And what would be those top 10 careers? I'm curious.
Okay. So, let's start at number 10.
Okay.
Which is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence would, they're projecting that will be an increase in jobs, one of the top 10 careers, which makes sense because, if we didn't learn anything from this past month, that just tells you enough with, we need more people monitoring the nation, monitoring companies, and at this point, even monitoring the schools.
Yes. But see, artificial intelligence, though, if I'm like, to break what that is saying, hey Siri, play this. Hey Siri, can you tell me what this is? That is what artificial intelligence is. And it's also it is basically we have training computers to think for us or to make decisions on our behalf based on a very simple command.
Right.
And it gives us, sometimes it gives us broad results or it gives us very narrow results.
Yeah.
And so it'd be more of the people programming those things to make AI work.
Yeah, you need a computer science. You'll probably go for a computer science degree doing that.
Yeah.
So artificial intelligence, if you're wondering, hey, the robot's going to take my job one day.
Probably so.
There you go. So top 10 job. This one I thought was super interesting. Was number 9 is veterinarians.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Veterinarian is going to be the number 9 top 10 job in how many years?
Well, they're projected the next 10 years.
The next 10 years. Veterinarians will be the top 10 jobs.
Yeah.
I can totally see that because one, I believe that there's probably a shortage of veterinarians that are. So you have all these veterinarians that are aging out and people love pets.
Right.
People love pets. I don't think that's ever going to go away. And there's no technology that's going to replace taking care of your pets. And so if there's no one going into veterinarian, the industry of being a veterinarian, I could totally see how that's one of the top jobs.
Right. So, those people need a degree in biology, zoology, chemistry, physics. That could all kind of link and lead you to being a veterinarian.
That's cool.
So I thought that was really interesting. I don't think I would have thought that.
So maybe if you was going to school to be a doctor, maybe you want to think about transferring over to be a vet.
If you love your dog, if you love your pet,
if you like animals.
Some people like animals more than people, and I don't blame them. So, so which leads to number 8, which I guess would be
doctors,
medical health professionals.
Medical health, yeah.
Yes, if we've learned anything over the last year is that we have to support our medical health professionals, and because especially burnout and everything, and then with the increase of healthcare, which is a good thing, we need more good doctors, good medical staff.
Yeah, and not just, and really truly, I would dare to say it's not necessarily just doctors. It's more of the support staff that goes around them.
Just everything from, substance abuse and disorders, behavior, just in
mental
the whole
health.
game. Yeah, because there's a expected growth of 22% in the field, in those fields alone.
Yeah.
In those fields alone. So, so we really have mental health and all that. We really need more.
So is that number 7 or number 8?
That's number 8.
So number 8 is mental health professions.
Yes. Oh, okay, I said medical. Yes, mental health professionals.
Mental health. So mental health professionals.
Yes, because now we have this increased movement of, it's okay to have a therapist, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And with all this stuff going on, we need more people. People need to get this out.
Yeah.
It's
like
really important.
So what's number 7?
Okay. Alternative energy installers and technicians.
Oh yeah. Because your boy want to put in solar panels and he don't know how, so he need a technician to do that. Because I'm about to bust out some YouTube videos and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, like wind turbine technicians is the fastest growing job in America.
I could see that.
Yeah, like, it's not sitting at a desk. It's, learning a skill.
Yeah, and I bet that doesn't take you having any type of degree to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think this is like...
It's a physical labor job.
Yeah, and it's not something that we're still getting into it. You know what I mean? It's not established to the point where it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I bet they get paid.
Oh, yeah.
They get paid.
Yeah, well, all these electric car, anything.
You got to power that thing up.
I mean, can you imagine even being a mechanic and just saying, you know what, I'm going to get in early on these electrical cars, and learning that aspect of it. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
So whenever that shift happens, you're ready.
They're already saying by like Ford is planning, Chevy is planning on having all of their car options by 2025 to all have an electric counterpart. They're coming out with the electric Ford F-150 next year, 2022, that you can order it right now.
Right.
So, I mean, like, if it wasn't for the chips being short, they probably already be on the road right now.
Yeah, because really cars are just big computers right now.
That's it. And so, yeah, so electric vehicles are coming. So that as
number 7.
As number 7, what is it? Number 7 again?
Alternative energy installers.
Alternative energy installers.
And technicians. So I'm just saying, we have a lot of kids coming through, like, teach them stuff that's out of the box. And we're going to be having a series soon talking about I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Professions and things that people are doing that are doing amazing, and things that we never think of.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. What else?
Okay, number 6 is cyber security experts. Now we're back to the hacking schools, hacking cities, hacking everyone's getting hacked.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is everyone has been hacked this year because they hacked the city and they got into all our bills.
They should have paid them.
They got into criminal records. I know people that got arrested because they said you had warrants. Like, no, we just lost that information because you paid that off.
That's messed up.
It is messed up.
I mean, that's messed up.
But messed up people. I mean, came to people's jobs, handcuffing people. I mean, I know people like that happened to because of the hack.
Right. And so they don't want you. The thing is to be proactive, not reactive, because the government's, they're like, hey, don't pay off these, don't pay them off, but I mean, at the end of the day, what are you going to do? IBM says the average total of cost of a data breach is $3.92 million. And so cybersecurity is increasing. They're highly encouraging everyone beef up your cybersecurity. You are responsible.
LifeLock.
For getting your own, get a VPN. LifeLock. I mean, Amazon has this thing where they're basically linking everyone's internet together and creating whole neighborhoods of internet. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's I'm
a nerd. Okay, so cybersecurity experts are going to just get more and more vital as we go on.
That's anyways, cool. What's number 5?
Okay, so which leads to software developers.
Software developers.
You need someone to develop more software.
Yes.
I mean, they're so important. I mean, they control everything is software based these days.
Yeah. And and I have a theory, and I've said this before, not on the show, but I've said this in other spaces. I believe that software developers, that industry is going to become more and more easy because of the rise of artificial intelligence,
right?
Of AI, and it's going to be like you've seen what's that movie, Iron Man, and Tony Stark, he has Watson, and he's like, Watson, make me a program that does da 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 da.
Right.
That is more real than fake. Like, that is going to happen. That's not a maybe. I guarantee.
Oh yeah.
That we will see that within the next 10 to 15 years. That software developers will be literally speaking to Watson, speaking to Siri, speaking to Google, and saying, "Hey, make me a program that does this."
Well, IBM has their own Watson.
Watson.
It is, yeah. And I just think I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, I think
but it's here.
It's here. Because
but this is why we need to be teaching our babies this technology.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if we're not teaching coding and this type of technology
and just in general.
Yeah. If we're not doing that, like we are doing a disservice to our boys and girls. Like if we're not exposing them to technology where they're just able to understand it. The reason why the iPhone made sense to everyone, it's because we was familiar with the remote control. like that's literally the premise of the iPhone. But if we never knew this rendition, the iPhone would have been, because it was the greatest piece of technology that has one of our greatest technology advancements in the early 2000s, and it had zero manual. Think about that. No manual. Have you ever seen a manual for an iPhone?
No.
Why? Because it didn't need one. It was intuitive. And that's how technology is moving. But if people are not exposed to it, then they get left behind.
Right.
And so it is important for us to expose this type of technology to our boys and girls. And that's why we have stuff at the Dream Center that's exposing boys and girls to this technology, like artificial intelligence, like virtual reality and augmented reality, and them being able to see this stuff right now that, it may be obsolete 5 years from now, but they have an understanding. They've actually touched it and put their hands on it. It's going to be important.
Yeah.
What's number 4?
So we have dentists and dental hygienists.
Hygienists.
Thank you. So, I mean, they're estimating 11% growth each year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Need for that.
Well, because one thing, they're about to add dental into the Medicaid expansion. And so just that alone, them covering that, they're pushing more and more healthcare providers to add dental to the plan automatically, which would be awesome. Because right now, most people, they have a health, their company will pay for healthcare, but it doesn't pay for dental. But dental is
primarily out of pocket, even with insurance.
Exactly. But dental is a huge part of your health. And so it's like, how do you say we're providing healthcare, but you don't provide dental? You know what I'm saying? And so they're trying to change that. And so, I could totally see how healthcare could be number.
That's 4.
I mean, so dental can be number 4. So what is number 3?
So next would be plumbers and electricians, which enough said. Enough said. So I mean, it's so hard to, how do you pinpoint electrician? They hold your life in your hands when you're like just trying to get across that threshold of a project.
Oh yeah.
And if it's just your residence and you're trying to have someone come out, they dictate whatever they want to get paid.
I know some pretty good plumbers. Holler at me if you need a good one.
So I mean, and then too the complaints of good ones. Because we're at a time where a lot are retiring, and we need the next generation to come up. And then with this expansion of building and growth and housing shortages, we need more in this field.
Yes, we need tradesmen.
Yes, and
so that is number.
That's number 3. And then there's state-sponsored apprenticeship programs going on throughout states because it's such a great need for that. And so number 2 is data analysis. They say data analysts.
Data analysts.
Did you know that data is basically is actually like gold? The value of it is higher than gold.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like Facebook built their whole company on everyone's data.
So data is a gold mine.
Yeah.
So you're mining for data, you're mining for gold. And so that's very, very important. They run companies off of it. I mean, the projected growth rate for jobs in the field is 16%. 16%.
Wow.
Because whoever holds the data holds, it holds the result, how to win the election, how to build your company the fastest. Is a very, very important job. And so that's crazy to think of. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, like who wants to research for a living? Anyways, actually I think part of it is getting creative on how to get that information.
Exactly.
But number 1, which I'm not surprised, is
drum roll.
Oh yeah, drum roll please. Is registered nurses and medical professionals.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that is the number one projected growth in the next 10 years are the nurses and medical professionals.
So I have a question. How many of those jobs actually needed a college degree out of those top 10?
I don't know. I don't have that.
Like the medical profession, that does. The data analyst does not.
No. You don't need it for that. You don't need it to be a plumber, electrician. That's a trade. Dental hygienist, no.
No. That's just give me out of the 10. Just give me the college degrees one. There's only one.
Degrees?
There's only one college degree so far.
That would be being a medical professional. Mental health, and veterinarian, science.
So 4 out of the 6.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 out of the 6, you needed a degree. There are 6 other job industries that you can go into that they're planning. They're projecting it to be the highest grossing jobs in the next 10 years. 6 of them does not require a college degree. Think about that.
Right.
Just let that sink in for a second. And why you let that sink in, I want to read off some hourly wages to you. If your auto mechanic makes anywhere between $21.02 to $32.19 an hour. A carpenter can make $16 to $52 an hour. A welder can make from $21 to $30 to $31 an hour. An auto body repair person can make between $22 and $35 an hour. HVAC tech can make anywhere between $24 and $40 an hour. A heavy equipment mechanic can make between $25 and $37 an hour. A commercial driver can make between $25 and $38 an hour. A wind turbine, which was on this one, a wind turbine technician can make anywhere between $27 and $39 an hour. A crane operator can make anywhere between $28 and $42 an hour. And a plumber can make anywhere between $28 an hour to $46 an hour. You may want to enroll yourself in a trade school.
Right.
I mean, like if you can find a trade school, which we have amazing trade schools here in our town, like Tulsa Tech, you can go to Tulsa Tech using your Tulsa Achieve funds. That means you can go for free. I don't know another county in the U.S. that has Tulsa Tech TCC just offering free education to boys and girls. I don't know of that.
Maybe a young adult. I went to TCC like after high school 3 or 4 years later. After.
Yeah.
I took advantage of those funds.
Yeah. If you graduated from high school in Tulsa, in Tulsa County, and you have not done anything in school,
not too late.
It is not too late. I don't care how old you are. Go to Tulsa Tech.
Yeah, I did it. I'm a testament. I went, I think 3 to 4 years later and used took advantage of some of those funds.
Yeah, most of these programs are anywhere between 12 to 18 month programs. 12 to 8, that's a year to a year and a half. Where could you be in 2 years? That's 6 months behind after you got your degree, your certificate in one of these areas. You could be making $30 an hour. On average, these jobs, you could be making $25 an hour. That's on average. That's what all these jobs are making, $25 an hour. You could easily be making $25 an hour. $25 an hour. I don't know how much that is in a salary, but that's, what is like 20? That's a nice chunk of change. Like you can sustain your family. You can really make a living here in Tulsa with $25 an hour.
That's $52,000 a year.
That's 52. So on average, 52,000 a year. On average, any one of those trades will bring in 52,000 a year, and that's by yourself. That's single. If you're single, no kids, no wife, you think you make it on 52,000 a year? The answer is yes. You can, without having to have a tight budget, and you're not Roman noodling it.
Yeah.
Like
So
52,000, you can go buy a house.
yeah. So we hope that encourages you.
Yes.
And everything. And so I think too, with all that information, which leads us to our last segment, is how do you know which direction you should go?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there's with that information, that's
Mm-hmm.
good. Like it's not too late for a shift.
No,
You know,
it's not too late.
You're taking the knowledge, but also look inside of you. And today was really good at church. We talked about 6 questions to ask yourself and finding God's dream for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might have to shift your income to even live out your dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that can lead to, so number 1, you have to say to yourself, are you getting quiet? Think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where are you now? We just gave you a bunch of information, the projected 10 years. Like, where are you getting quiet with yourself? Are you getting quiet with God? Really self-assess of what do I need to do?
Yeah.
We had a great year of forcing ourselves to be still, but sometimes we didn't always take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people, you could have gotten still, but a lot of people did not.
Right. So, are you getting quiet? And then 2, you have to ask yourself, have you asked God for his dream for your life? So you're taking time to pause, but then like, wait a minute, what is his dream for my life? Is there a plan bigger than me just working my 9 to 5
Mm-hmm.
or picking up my kids from school or just survival mode? Because we're all about getting out of survival mode here on this show and everything we do, really.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important to self-assess. And then what are you gifted to do?
Yeah, what talents do you have? Like what
Exactly.
What is it that comes very easy to you? Like you may not realize that you're gifted in it, but what do you do that's like, man, like like that was easy. Like I didn't put any energy into that. Just it's like honest, like I remember I was every bit of probably about 24 years old when I realized that I was gifted in getting people to come to events. And actually it took people even to tell me that. And because man, I was like, yeah, like people are like, how you do? I'm like, I just kind of just did it.
Exactly.
Like it's just, I don't really think about it. It's something I just innately do. There are things that everybody has that they just innately do, but it's not like your friend. It's not like, somebody, a cousin or a brother or a sister or mom or dad. Like it's not like anybody around you. It's specific for you. Like sure, you may find somebody that has that same trait, but commonly, it's most likely it's not it's not something that you do around that anyone else do around you. Like you're just really good at it. Just without you working it, you don't have to go out and work hard to do it. Like you got to work hard to be a basketball player. Most basketball players have to work hard to be a good basketball player. Certain people are just innately good at it.
Yeah. And just because, going back to you saying how you didn't know you're good at events, it wasn't just for inviting people to parties.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, that's what made sense in your head. But when you get still and you're like, wait a minute, why do I have this talent? What is this for?
Mm-hmm.
It was later on, like years later, it's for people to come to the Dream Center. Like people get your kids in the program, getting the word out about things that will help people is why you have that gifting. So the same goes for you, is that gift that may not make sense at the time, if you get still and you assess with yourself, assess with God, it will become clear.
Yeah.
And it takes patience and it takes persistence. So that leads to number 4, what makes your heart sing? What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah. You got to tap into that.
What you do, is it cooking?
Mm-hmm.
Is it sitting with the kids at home and just saying, yeah, bring all the babies over? What is it?
Yeah.
Is it being in the yard, keeping a pristine yard? What makes you happy? What makes your heart sing? Because lots of times confusion can set in, but when you come back to the basics of like, wait a minute, this makes me happy. oh, I enjoy doing this.
Yeah. What are you passionate about?
What are you passionate about? Then that cuts through all the confusion of what you're meant to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And
a lot of times those things are things that come easily to you,
right.
you know, or it's like, man, what am I passionate about? Like for me, I'm passionate about my community. Just it's it's like just community in general. Like I'm passionate about it. I want to see people thrive. I want to see people win.
Right.
And it makes me sad when I see someone not winning.
Yeah.
Like what do you see that makes you mad, that frustrates you?
Yeah.
And it's typically that thing that you talk about all the time. You just didn't realize that you were passionate about it.
Exactly.
And if you talk about it all the time and it frustrates you, you probably the one that should be doing something about it.
Yeah, which leads us to number 5. What makes you cry? What makes you angry?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you frustrated?
Yeah.
Like you just said. That leads to that next, it leads to the next thing. There's certain things that I see and I'm just like, why am I teared up? I'm not a crier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a super emotional person, but there's certain things that either make my face red or it just gives you that righteous indignation of like, but you're meant to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like there was a frustration in me every time I drove around the community. I saw boarded up homes.
Right.
I was frustrated with that. It made me mad. So I started buying them and fixing them. Because at first I used to say to myself, man, like some real estate investor used to come out here and buy up these homes and fix them up and put families in them and make our neighborhood nice. That's what I used to say all the time. I remember saying that for easily a good 3 years. I remember talking to a good friend of mine. He passed away last year, Richard Harris. And Richard, he said, bro, you should do it. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have any money. I can't do that. How am I going to do that? He's like, you should do it. You so frustrated about it. I was literally banging on the table, talking to him about it. And he's like, bro, you should do that. Like that. Like that's. And I was like, man, somebody got to do this. Like, I can't believe and I'm honestly, I was talking to him, trying to get him to give me some money or talk to some of his rich friends to do it. Because I knew he had the connections, not to give me money to do it, but somebody else to do it. And he was like, bro, you should do that.
That's good.
So you need to find those areas that you are passionate about, that makes you mad, that frustrates you. And if it frustrates you so much, I'm going to tell you today, you should be the one doing it.
Exactly. And I think a secret right there is when you move, you'll get others to move.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So if you want people to jump on and do and move and do stuff and change, you have to change. You have to go for it. And when you show them the vision and they see they want to jump on that moving bus.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's a nugget right
People
there.
get excited about what you're doing now.
Exactly.
Which actually takes you to number 6 and then final question.
How can you use your gifts and passion to meet the need that is breaking your heart?
So these are the questions that you need to ask God for the dream for your life. So the last one is say that again. Number 6.
How can you use your gifts and passion to meet the need that is breaking your heart?
So that, really kind of bringing everything together. It's like, okay, what am I innately good at? What is my gifting? What am I what am I passionate about? Okay, now how can I use those two things to make it happen? To make those things happen. Like for me, that's what I did. I said, okay, all right. Like I know I'm really good at getting people together and organizing and planning and being very strategic about, okay, an approach on something. I hate poverty. I hate people not being able to win. That drives me nuts. So how can I take the talents that I have? So my talent of getting people to come behind something, whether it's being educated in something or to go out and do something. I'm going to pull those things together and we're going to make this happen. We're going to change the neighborhood. We're going to change the community, whether it's, all right, man, I need some teachers. Let me round up some teachers. I'm going to create a school. Boom, Drexel Academy. I need boys and girls and parents to bring their kids to school. I'm talented at bringing people together. Boom, now I have a student body, right? So you see how they come together. Oh man, like I want to see things change north of 36th Street. Let's do something with these houses. Let's start a program called Adopt a Block. Every second and fourth Saturday, let's come out and let's clean our neighborhood. Let's pick up the trash. Let's begin to paint the houses in our community. Let's begin to build and make and do lightly. Let's do renovations, start remodeling homes for these moms and grandmas that's out there, and fix up their homes. Let's make our neighborhood great again. Like taking those passions, taking those talents and giftings that I have and say, all right, let's do this. And that's what we're watching play out in front of everyone's eyes right now.
Yeah. And so you can do the same for your life. So, if you're like, man, I've been stuck, I've just been unmotivated, I want you to take these 6 things and get quiet and just reflect, because now is the time. If there's ever been a time, now is the time to dream. Now is the time to shift. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing it. People are shifting, but I just want to encourage you to shift with purpose. Yeah. Shift with purpose. And if you don't have all the answers, that's okay. But go with what you're passionate about, what makes your heart sing. What are you supposed to do? And then as you acquire that financial freedom, even you can step more and more and more into what you're meant to do. And so lastly, just don't let others talk you out of it. Don't let others steal your dream, confuse you, say, no, you can't. No, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. Who cares? You got this.
Yeah.
You got it. And so we're super excited for all you dreamers and changers. And you guys go and live your dream. Go do it. You got it.
Yeah, you can do it. That's what it's all about. And that's why we're here on the His and Her show, Living Your Dream. So we want to encourage you guys to live your dream and walk those steps out. Like I know, like you have the ability to do so. I know you can do it. I believe in you. We believe in you. And the truth of the matter is, our community needs you to go out and live your dream, because you're not living your dream. There is something that is needed, that is inside you, that our community needs. And so we need you to get out there and live your dream. So hold on to those 6 questions. We may try to drop inside the comments so you can just kind of go back through and ponder over it. But man, we love you guys. Keep checking us out every single Sunday from 6 to 7. We're going to be right here on KBOB 89.9 FM, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook. Check out our Facebook page. We want to see you guys soon. Keep on living
your dream.
See you guys later. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in today. The views and opinions discussed on this show solely belong to the His and Her Living the Dream show and do not reflect KBOB or the Dream Center.
KBOB, the home